Well, thank you very much. I think you probably noticed the cabinet room is getting more and more beautiful. You can see the flags behind us of the different forces and the American flag and various others. It's, I think, quite spectacular. It's never looked this good, and hopefully we're going to do work that's never been as good. So I think that's basically what's happened in our first year. We've had an amazing year, and this will be our first cabinet after the year, so we're starting our second year. Tremendous progress has been made. I want to thank my entire cabinet for 12 months of unprecedented achievements. We really have. I mean, it's unprecedented. The numbers we've had on the economy and growth, you see them. And that.
So, like, before we get into everything he's going to say, if you look back on the previous presidents, so Joe Biden, how often did you see him doing conferences like this? Presidents before him, Obama, how often did you see them out there speaking? This guy's out there almost every day talking about America and what he's done, what he's going to do, etc., so forth. But this guy is out there every day. Everybody wants to talk about how old he is, his cognitive reaction to everything. But I have not seen him have an issue when he's speaking. Right? So he's doing fine, as opposed to Biden, who, when he's talking, is like, yeah, we're talking about the border. And he falls asleep. That's Joe Biden. Trump is staying informative and giving a lot of information, and he doesn't fall asleep. He doesn't fall asleep. He actually gives the information without having any issues. So everybody wants to talk shit on the guy. I didn't vote for Trump. I didn't vote for a Democrat. I didn't vote at all. I didn't vote. But this guy, so far, is doing what his constituents are asking for.
That's despite a Democrat shutdown. Without the shutdown, we would have picked up about 1.5 points more than already high numbers, record-setting numbers.
What if I could build an app that works my way with Base 44?
It's an app.
My
It's a
work moves
commercial. It's
fast.
fine. Boom.
So this has been, I think, and a lot of people say it, the most successful year of any administration in American history. First year, there's never been a first year like this, including the fact that we extinguished 8 wars, and another one we think is coming. Steve Witkoff's working very hard, and Jared and everybody else, and I think it's coming. It was just announced that the murder rate in our country is the biggest drop ever recorded. It's at the lowest level in 125 years. First in recorded history, it's the lowest in at least 125 years. It's a wonderful thing. And the crime is way down, and one of the reasons is we've taken a lot of bad people and gotten them out of our country.
Look, I'm the first person, may not the first person, but I would literally say this guy just exaggerates beyond belief. It's the lowest crime rate in the history of our country. Like, we don't know that. Show us the statistics. Otherwise, don't say shit like that. You're not showing us proof. If you're going to show us a graph or a bar showing the crime rates over the years, then yeah, I'll believe you. Otherwise, don't say shit like this. Seriously.
In some cases, they're so bad that we put them in prison because we don't want them to even take a chance of coming back in, even though our border is very secure, record-setting secure. We had 0
This is an
illegal
hour and a
aliens
half long
being admitted into our
video,
country for
but
the
I'm
last
not going
8 months.
to
That's hard. That's
do
hard
the
for even me
entire
to
and a
believe.
half. I'll cut it off
The
at
people
some
that make
point.
up the lists are supposedly
don't wanna hear this guy
nonpartisan, but I would
talk
say
forever.
they lean toward the Democrat side. And if they say that, I'm all for it. As you know, we've had a situation take place with respect to Venezuela. I want to just thank General Kane and his staff for the job that they've done is incredible. Nobody's ever seen anything like it. And once it did take place, I want to thank the leadership of
And
Venezuela.
he
We're
says
getting
the same
along
thing
really
over
well.
and over again.
with
Nothing
them.
like we've
The
ever
relationships have
Eric?
been very strong,
Same
very
thing.
good. And they have informed me that they feel there's very good security, very strong security. We're working with the various people involved, including Chris and Doug and everybody on the oil. We have the major oil companies going to Venezuela now, scouting it out and picking their locations, and they'll be bringing back tremendous wealth for Venezuela and for the United States, and the oil companies will do fine too. Venezuela will actually make for themselves more money than they've ever made before, and that's a good thing.
Ever
And the
before.
people of Venezuela were literally in the streets waving American flags. They were so happy. And the people in our country, like in the Doral section of Miami, which is considered little Venezuela, they're thrilled. And I just spoke to the president of Venezuela, informed her that we're going to be opening up all commercial airspace over Venezuela. American citizens will be very shortly able to go to Venezuela, and they'll be safe there. They'll be safe. It's under very strong control. And the people of formerly of Venezuela, some want to go back and some want to go back to visit, and they're going to be able to do that. So I've instructed Sean Duffy and everybody else concerned, including the military, that if you would, by the end of today, I'd like you to have the airspace over Venezuela.
Okay.
Planes can go to Venezuela opened up. Okay?
Yes.
Okay.
Thank you very
All right.
much.
Cool.
And I want to thank all of the people in Venezuela for what what they went through, and I want to thank the leadership for really they're doing a good job.
But so you talk about Venezuela, but are you getting rid of the cartels? Are you getting rid of the cartels? Are you going to go into the country and remove the cartels? Because I'm sure a lot of the Venezuelan people just want to live, but you have these cartels taking over everything. So, are you going to talk about how you're going to go in and remove these cartels from the country? The same thing with Mexico, Colombia, and Cuba, right? You have these cartels, these drug cartels everywhere, all over Mexico, Venezuela, Colombia. Are you going to do something about it? That's what we want to see. Eliminate 100% these drug cartels.
And just as I promised, we've defeated the Biden inflation nightmare and achieved explosive new economic growth. The Atlanta Fed is predicting an astounding 5.4% GDP growth in the fourth quarter, and that's despite the fact that we had a Democrat shutdown. We would have had, that number would have been 7%, which is a number nobody's ever heard of. And we've been given great national security because of tariffs, and we've also been given unprecedented income because of tariffs.
Okay.
Part of the income that we gave, $12 billion, we gave to the farmers of our country, so that yesterday I was up in Iowa, and they were very happy, Madam Secretary.
Yes, sir.
They were very, very happy. They were great.
Grateful.
Okay, great. They
So
were
the
happy.
GDP
Great.
growth in the fourth quarter was great, and it's going to be, I think we're going to have an amazing and incredible year. Hopefully we won't have a shutdown. We're working on that right now. I think we're getting close. The Democrats, I don't believe,
You
want to
will
see
have
it
a
either.
shutdown. So there will be a shutdown because it's Democrats forcing it. The Democrats are forcing the shutdown. So no matter what you do, it's going to happen.
So we'll work in a very bipartisan way, I believe, not to have a shutdown. We don't want a shutdown. And just yesterday, the S&P 500 hit 7,000 for the first time ever. There's never been
Ever.
any time at which it's done like that. And the other stocks also, I think it was 52 times for the Dow, had hit a record high. But the 7,000 was not a number that was even thinkable if you go back a year ago.
So you can't, regardless of everything that's going on, S&P hitting 7,000, it's the first time in history. Ever. So you have to kind of say, you know what, this guy kind of fucking knows what he's doing because that money is there now. It wasn't there before. first time ever. A record. Oh, an ad. Sure.
So S&P hit 7,000 for the first time ever. The stock market
Ever.
has set, it's actually 53, 52, 53 all-time record highs since the election, adding $9 trillion in value to savings, retirement accounts, and 401ks. And I mean, everybody benefits, but we have record stock markets. Companies have never done well. And most importantly, if you think about it, after 4 years in which Biden got much less than $1 trillion of investment into our country, in just, actually it was taken over 11 months, even though we're 12 months. In 11 months, we've taken in more than $18 trillion. So they did less than $1 trillion, Scott, in a period of 4 years, and we've done $18 trillion in less than 1 year. So there's never been anything like that. No other country has done those numbers, by the way, in history. 10 years ago, one country did 3 trillion. No other.
I mean, he says this a lot, how nobody's ever done this in millions of years. But he has the stats to prove it. The stats are there, and he can prove it. Now, trust me, I get sick and tired of his comments. Greatest of all time, it's never been seen before, blah, blah, blah. But if the stats show it, then he has every right to say what he's saying, right? You can't say anything if the stats are there. And they are
$18 trillion is being invested now. Thousands of businesses, plants, equipment all over the country are being built right now. And they're going to be opening pretty soon. And when they open, you'll see numbers like nobody's ever seen before. The economy is doing amazingly well. I wish the press would report it, but people are finding out. They're seeing it. It's coming. It's become.
If he didn't constantly say that, he'd be more believable. When he constantly says, like no one's ever seen before. If you could eliminate that from your speech, then everything you do and say would be a little bit more believable. But it's part of every speech you have.
Becoming pretty evident. It's hard to hide.
Stop saying it.
Biden inflation, which is really stagflation, cost the typical family $34,000. Think of that, $34,000. But after 1 year, growth in real incomes is outpacing inflation by more than $3,000 under Trump. So one cost $34,000 and one made $3,000. That's a big swing. Gasoline has plunged to, think of this, over $4 a gallon, depending on where you are. In California, it's $7, $8 a gallon. While I was in Iowa, and they had $1.85 because I had.
Okay, cool. So bullshit. Where I live, gas is still $2.99 a gallon. So let me do a search real fast while you're watching. Let me do a Google search. Gas prices in local area. $2.93 a gallon. So $1.85 in Ohio, like nobody apparently lives there. But where I live, it's $2.93. So over about a little over $1 per gallon increase. So, but you want to talk shit? You want to talk shit about gas prices? It's not across the country. You're lying.
At $1.99 a gallon. And I was corrected by two farmers that said, I just bought my gasoline for $1.85. So, Chris, you have to be doing something right, you and Doug, right? But I don't want to give you too much confidence. You got to keep it going. We're drilling, I think I can say we're drilling more than at any time ever in the history. We're taking out more energy out of our land, but specifically, if you look at oil and gas, we've never been anywhere even close. Is that a correct statement?
So why don't you, if that's true, then why are gas prices so high? So, for example, my house uses propane. I have a 300-gallon tank in the ground in the backyard of my house. If I need to fill that up, 300 gallons, it's going to cost me a little over $2,000. Half a tank about $1,200 for 150 gallons. $1,200. Why? It should not be cost that much to allow people to be warm in the wintertime. Why are those prices so high? That's not being investigated.
Correct. All-time records.
Yeah, great. It's a great job. Well, it's supply and demand. So that's going down rapidly. And, you know, when energy goes down, everything else goes down. They tried to do their thing.
No
It was a
clue.
disaster.
He has no clue.
Then they ran back very late to the Trump policy, but
He
they
has
didn't do the
zero
Trump
clue.
policy. They cut leases. They did everything that they could do, but they lost it. And they were very high, and we're now less than $2 in many areas, $2.30 a gallon
In
average.
the Northeast.
Grocery prices, airfares, hotels, car payments, and rent prices are coming down very fast. And
I've seen nothing go down. I've seen nothing go down. And he said, I believe he said, on the 20th of January, credit card companies should be going down to 10% interest. I didn't see anything about that. When's that happening? That'd be great. Because my credit card companies hit me with 26% interest. And that's Discover card. Discover is hitting me with 26% interest. So my monthly payment is $370. Let's say I pay $370. Guess how much interest I get on that? About $190. So I'm not even like remotely coming close to bringing down that balance. So you need to go back and rethink what you're saying and attack these companies who are just making billions of dollars off people and making people go into debt.
you don't hear the word affordability issued by the Democrats anymore. Now they're going into other things because they're getting beaten badly on affordability. Remember that when I was elected, I came into office, I inherited a total mess, starting with eggs, which were 4 times higher than they were just a year before.
Okay. Nobody cares about eggs, but okay.
And Brooke got them down very quickly before Easter. They said they wanted me to buy plastic eggs for the egg hunt.
Nobody has time to cook eggs because you have to get up and go straight to work and work an 8 to fucking 12-hour job. Nobody has time to cook eggs in a fucking morning, okay? And cooking eggs requires gas and propane. So it's going to just empty your tank out, and you got to pay thousands of dollars for more propane just to cook eggs. So this guy is not in touch.
A very famous egg hunt at the White House. Sir, would you buy plastic eggs? And we buy a lot of like 100,000 eggs.
He's out of
They said,
touch
we're not going to buy
with the
plastic
public.
eggs. And by the time we had the egg hunt, a few months later, we had the prices down pretty good. And now they're really low. Now they're at
No,
a
they're
very
not.
low level.
No, they're not. So I'm going to end this here. I'm going to end it here because I got more footage of Donald Trump. I'm going to end it here. I'm going to grab a smoke and come back and move on to the next video. He has zero clue what's going on in public. Like, people are struggling out there. And he's clamoring about gas prices and eggs. So it's still $3 a gallon for gas here for me. Eggs, I couldn't tell you. I bought eggs a couple months ago. I didn't even fucking use them. Why? Because you got to use your fucking stove, which is propane, which is part of gas. And if you cook on your stove, you're eliminating propane in your tank. And you get hammered for a delivery. Thousands of dollars for propane. Garbage. He has no clue what the regular American person goes through.